My name is Jamin Goecker. I'm your first friend in Alaska, and I'm an associate real estate broker in South Central Alaska. And today we're going to be talking about how you can figure out which community is going to be best for you. Because, there's a lot of different places in Alaska you can go to, but I'm going to give you the process for figuring out which one of these is going to be the best place for you to live. Before we jump into it, though, do make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, because that really does help the channel and the algorithm, and also helps out quite a bit if you leave a comment. So if you have any thoughts, concerns, objections, make sure you throw those in the comment section down below. I'd love to see those. And without further ado, let's jump into it. The very first thing I would tell you, if you are looking at moving to Alaska and trying to decide which community that you want to move to, I would say write it down. There's nothing that replaces the act of actually physically writing down what it is that you're looking for and actually concisely saying what it is that you want, because when you do this, it gives you the ability to actually prioritize and to say, okay, this is important and this other stuff not so much. If you think you're going to be able to just show up and just say, oh, I'm gonna know what it feels like when I get there, like you're gonna kind of sort of get what you're looking for, and it's not really going to hit the mark when the entire process is done. So make sure that if you are coming up here and trying to figure out which community it is, write it out, what it is you want, what lifestyle you want. Are you wanting a long commute time? Is scenery going to be really important? All that good stuff, write it down. The next thing I would say, and I've been saying this for years at this point, but physically come up here if you are capable and really get a sense for what Alaska is like, because I do a lot on this channel to really give you a feel for what it's like living up here, but your experience and how you interpret and experience Alaska might be completely different. So you really want to make sure you come up here physically, you look around, you experience it a little bit, you stay in an Airbnb so you're not just getting like a hotel kind of experience. You want to make sure you actually stay in a neighborhood where you might actually live, and you want to actually get a chance to talk to some locals and see if you kind of vibe with the tribe. By the way, if you're in South Central, you're planning on coming up here, like give me a ring. If I have the availability, I'd be happy to sit down with you, grab some coffee, and kind of let you ask any questions you have to make sure you get the most out of your trip. Also, while you are here and you're kind of in the area that you're thinking about moving to, kind of depending on the time of year, if it's -20, maybe don't do this, but go around and actually walk around kind of the downtown area of where it is that you're wanting to live, and kind of walk around for about an hour or so, and you're going to get a pretty good sense for the community just in that time. So whatever kind of the downtown feel is of whatever town or community it is that you're going to, it's going to look different in every community. Wherever the happening place is, spend time there for about an hour, and that'll give you a good sense for it. Now, while you're talking with people who are in the area that you want to live, you also just want to ask them, hey, what made you decide to live in Palmer? You've got Wasilla right next door. What made you decide Palmer? What made you decide Eagle River instead of Anchorage? What made you decide Anchorage instead of Wasilla? Ask them those questions, because they're going to start showing you what their preferences are, and then you can kind of align and say, okay, this person moved to Anchorage because they didn't want to commute, and that's a really good point, and I don't want to commute either, so I'm probably going to seriously consider Anchorage, just because that commute is just something I don't want to have to deal with. And that is going to be something that it's kind of psychology. If you want to really get to know someone, you need to find out what they actually hate. And I know that sounds really extreme, but if you have someone that absolutely hates being late, that's going to give you a sense this is a really punctual person. If they really don't like feeling like they're right on top of each other, then privacy is really important to that person. So pay attention to what things they don't like about other communities, and then that is going to give you a sense as to whether or not you can align with that person, with the type of person that's attracted to that community. I know not everyone goes to church, but if you are a church-going person, do keep in mind most churches these days have some kind of an online service component to kind of their regular services. So if that's something that you are a church-going person, you're trying to find some kind of church family up here, certainly feel free to go do a search on Facebook or whatever and see if you can find like the online services and kind of hear what their theology is and see if the preaching's good, you like the style and everything before you even get there. That's obviously you're not going to know for sure until you actually get there in person if you like it or not, but at least you know the theology is on point. Let's go and take a break real quick. I do host a podcast called the Alaskan Journey Podcast. I talk with people who've recently moved up here or people who've been here for a while and really get them to talk about what they like and dislike, what works for them, what doesn't work for them about Alaska, and really give you, the listener, an opportunity to hear what it's like actually living up here. So if that would benefit you, do make sure you go to the link to the podcast in the description section down below, and love to have you over there and kind of listen in and hear what those deeper conversations are like. Now, let's go and finish up today's video though. Now, if you are really trying to get into the bones of a community, get a sense as to what's important to it, what are the priorities, what are the big issues, go take a look at the local community council meeting minutes. The most recent one, most of these community councils have them posted online because it's a part of public record. And that'll give you a good sense as to what the priorities are. Now, if there are just nothing really in the minutes and it was just like a 30-minute in and out kind of meeting, then that also tells you a lot about the community. There's not a whole lot of things that people really care a whole lot about here, so they probably just stick to themselves. Another thing you can do, and this is something you can do from across the country, subscribe to whatever local newspaper there is. I mean, every newspaper nowadays is on the internet, or if it's not, it should be. And that's going to give you, again, a good sense as to what issues are important, what is considered newsworthy in this community, what is considered praiseworthy. You can kind of get a sense for that just by reading the newspaper and seeing what stories that are brought to the public's attention. Another great resource for you if you're trying to just get a sense for the area is go join the Facebook groups out there that are associated with this community. Now, it can be anywhere from, the official town or city page or whatever, or it could just be something like, buy, sell, trade, anything in Eagle River, Wasilla, Palmer, Anchorage, whatever community it is that you're looking at. Just join those and kind of jump into them and start getting a feel for what the community is like, just off the interactions a little bit. If you're feeling brave, go post in the comments section or go post into these groups and ask some questions about the area and just see what people think. Keep in mind, usually the most productive members of society are not spending a whole lot of time on social media, so take whatever you say with a grain of salt, but it does kind of give you at least some finger on the pulse as to what's going on in the community. Last but not least, if you are really wanting to dive into the weeds here and figure out what the priorities of this specific community is like, then by all means go ahead and go check out the comprehensive plan for the community it is that you're looking at. Now, this is going to be usually about a 10-20 year plan, something like that. I guess it depends on each comprehensive plan, but is the overarching North Star priorities for what's important for this community. And I mean, this is something that they put out as a result of a lot of collaboration, coordinating with the community. And, it's something that's a great resource for you if you're just trying to get a feel for the area. You look at it and go, oh, okay, man, they really do value development and growth, and that's really going to be important to them. For me personally, I want to find somewhere where it's the opposite, and I want it to stay as small as possible. Okay, great. Probably that long-term might not be the place that you're looking for. So that's the kind of thing you can find out by reading the comprehensive plan for the specific area. Now, it can be a little challenging finding that stuff, but I mean, dig long enough, call some people at the town or city hall, and I bet you're able to locate it. But this has been my video talking about how to make sure like these different communities are the correct place for you to be looking. I sure hope it's been useful. If you have any specific questions about these kind of towns and areas in South Central Alaska, do feel free to reach out to me. I think a lot of people see the production value with the with the studio and the channel and everything here and just assume that I don't sell real estate anymore. I do. That's actually the main hustle. So if you do need any help, reach out to me. Be more than happy to help, and it would certainly support this channel quite a bit. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.